Sania, please take over the mic.
Yes, sir. Programming isn't what about you know. It's about what you can figure. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Student Development Program is initiated to provide the environment a framework to understand the growth and the development of the college students to provide the best opportunities. So, the topic for today's session is Introduction to Java for Newbies. Java is the third most popular programming language in this world. It is used to construct applications for laptop, data centers, gaming consoles, scientific things, supercomputers, cell phones, and other devices. From today, our session for Java Basics will begin. As per the culture of scripts, we start each program with surrendering to God. Now, I invite Ms. Simran Chabra
Class.
for the prayer.
Hello everyone. Please join your hands and close your eyes. Oh God, you are the source of knowledge and wisdom. We humbly ask you to enlighten our minds and hearts so that the efforts we put in to acquire knowledge and wisdom may always inspire us to seek you, the eternal truth. Strengthen our resolve so that we may be committed to doing only what is right and what is good. Amen.
Thank you, Simran. Our respected principal, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, is a wholehearted for students, community, and education. She is thoughtful and she has the power to convert her thoughts into action. The idea of this workshop was given by our sister. With it, I would request our sister, Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, to address the program.
Thank you, Sania. A blessed good afternoon to esteemed members of Research Foundation of India, distinguished resource persons, Honorable Director, Reverend Father Simon Raj, and faculty members of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies, and dear participants present in this virtual student development program titled Introduction of Java Programming for Newbies. The Word of God says, and God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. With this promise of God, I implore the blessing of the Almighty on the development of this program. At the outset, I wish to congratulate the Research and Journal Committee for taking the initiative to enhance the skills of students, ignite the sparkle of knowledge, and make them industry ready. This is the need of this hour. My dear children, take this student development program as an opportunity to gain prudence and increase your understanding. On behalf of St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies Indore, I very delightfully welcome all gracing this student development program. With reverence, I welcome our director, Reverend Father Simon Raj, and acknowledge his committed contribution in all the endeavors of our college. I heartily welcome the dedicated team of RFI, Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, Chairman and CEO, Dr. Ashay Kumar Gupta, Chief Managing Director, and Professor Ajay Jain, President, Central India Board. I also would like to appreciate the efforts of Dr. Ravi Vyas, our faculty member, for making this student development program possible. Jovially, I welcome the keynote speaker, Professor Anant Manoraj, Faculty, Department of Computer Science. I am sure that today's session and the program would a fruitful one under his guidance. A heart welcome to faculty members and students of SPIFS and everyone present here. I am sure that God's blessing of deeper love, fuller trust in God, and a greater peace of heart is abounding us. Let us hope that this learning will enlighten us, giving the light of truth and knowledge, and thereby fulfilling the real purpose of education. May the Lord bless you and keep you safe and be gracious to all. Once again, hearty welcome to all and happy learning to dear students. Thank you. May God bless you all.
Thank you, sister, for your word of wisdom. Now I invite Chairman and CEO RFI, Dr. Saurabh Jain, to address gathering.
Okay, Sania, please invite the next guest.
Yes, sir. Now, he is a very scholarly person and has a command on diverse subjects with it. I would like to invite the Chief Managing Director of RFI, Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, for his word of blessing.
Hello everyone, this is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, CMD RFI. I feel honored to be invited to this student development program on introduction of Java programming for beginners. The aim of this webinar is to provide the most complete and reliable source of information on the recent advancements in this field. The webinar covers a broad range of topics. Java was developed at Sun Microsystems in collaboration, later acquired by Oracle Corporation. It is simple programming language. Java makes writing, compiling, and debugging programming easy. It helps to create reusable code and modular programs. Java is a class-based, object-oriented programming language used in distributed environments on the internet. It is high-level language that is also easy to read and understand and is designed to have as few implementation dependencies as possible. Java technology is used for developing both applets and applications, provides an easy to use, avoids many of the pitfalls of other languages as well. A general purpose programming language made for developers to write once, run anywhere. That is, compiled Java code can run on all platforms that support Java. Java applications are applied and compiled to a byte code that can run on any Java virtual machine. The syntax of Java is similar to C or C++. Developers use Java to construct applications in laptops, data centers, game consoles, scientific supercomputers, cell phones, and other devices. Java is the world's third most popular programming languages after Python and C, according to the TIOB index, which evaluates programming language popularity. Java is used in almost all fields, be it financial, e-commerce, enterprise, mobile, distributed, or big data applications. Now, it is my privilege and honor to welcome all the dignitaries, resource persons, and experts available for this training program. I'm thankful to Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, Chairman RFI. I'm also thankful to Dr. Ajay Jain and the entire team RFI and Organizing Institute. I'm thankful to all who have given their input in this webinar and all participants who made this training program a success. Thanks for your patience. Thank you again. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. So, our resource person for the program is Professor Manoj Anantaraj. So, for his introduction, I would like to call Professor Sonali Solanki.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's my pleasure uh, to introduce Professor Manoj Anantraj, sir. Professor Manoj Anantraj, sir, completed his qualification in Master Degree MSc and MPhil from the Venkatesh University, Tirupati. He is expert in field of digital image processing operating system, DBMS, C++, and Java operation. He has 10-year experience in the education field and he attended 9 seminar, workshop, and 2 national and international conferences to present his in the research paper. He is working recently into the as an assistant professor in St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. Now, I invite Manoj, sir, for the further session.
Yes, thank you, Sanya. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me for this section as a resource person. I thank for RFI and also the researcher Ravi sir, who is maintaining this session in the St. Paul. And also, I am very thankful for our principal, Dr. Shailesh Thomas, with her blessings. Let me start the session. Please confirm me whether this window is visible for you or not. Please.
Yes, sir. It is
Yes,
visible.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you once again. So today's we knew that we are going to have a 3-day session about the introduction of Java programming for newbies. Basically, we come to a conclusion that Java programming is a different, that's not belongs to other streams other than BC or BSc. So I hope it was partially true, but partially it is not true. It belongs to everyone. Because whatever the elements we are using now, whatever the devices we are using now, are interlinked with the Java program. It means we are already using Java programming, basically. Okay, and let me put a question here. Sir, okay, I'll drop a question in the chat box. I drop a link in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In the chat box, the link may be available there. You can put anything in the chat box, sir.
No, please. Not I'm unable to drop it. So I'm unable to drop the message actually.
Yogesh, sir, can you please help? Sir wanted to put a question in the chat box actually. Yes.
Is answer? Yes. Wait a minute. Actually, this is the. I just want to take a poll. You can take a poll like pollev.com. The participants who are there, no, I'm unable to copy it, paste it. So I just try. ev.com/Manoj Ventraj 566. Yes, I'll copy this one and I'm going to paste it on the chat box. Now I cannot do it. Sir, name, sorry, sir, RFI India, the one who, sir, admins, I request you to please open the chat box once again, if possible.
युवराज सर चैट बॉक्स में टाइप नहीं हो पा रहा है. युवराज सर. हेलो.
Okay,
Hello.
we'll take that one later. I think we are just wasting our time.
Yes, sir.
We take the, yes. Just I want to know that actually how many are aware of the programming language, Java programming language. That's the poll I want to take. Anyways, we continue our session. We'll see in the next time. Yeah. Basically, we are going to discuss about these concepts. We'll start with the content. These are the contents that we are going to discuss in this session. Introduction to the computer programming, need for computer programming, birth of Java, and terminology of Java. These are the few contents. So before going into the programming, computer programming and all, let me have a small discussion. It's like a warm-up for us to have a discussion about what actually the basics of computers are. Basically, we know about the computer. Computer is a machine, electronic machine, which can store the data, which can take the input, process, stores, and gives the output whenever we need. So this is a simple definition. Already knew about it. And basically, computer can be divided into two parts. So one is hardware, and another one is software. Hardware is the components which we are able to touch, feel. So it's a simple definition we can give. Examples we can take about mouse, keyboard, and so on. And software, this is our part. In the software, there are again about two parts. But coming to the software, what is the software is? The software is an instructions, set of instructions. Software means set of instructions. Set of programs combined together with thousands of lines of instructions, which creates software. This software is of two kinds. One is system software, and second one is application software. System software is a software. We can take an example of operating system over Android if you are using mobiles, Windows if you are using laptops, Linux also. So these are the softwares which are help us directly have a contact with the hardware and also to the users. So it creates an environment for us to have a contact with the computer, or else it's help us for the functionality of the computers. Coming to the application softwares. The application softwares are the softwares which are basically designed for a particular purpose, basing on the application purpose. We are applicants. The person who are sitting before the computers, we are applicants. We have a different names, right? We have applicants, end users, and the software developers, software programmers, and so on. These are different names we have when we are sitting before the computers. So one of the name is applicant. The one we are the applicant, end users. According to us, basing on our desires or basing on our needs, if any software is developed, that such type of softwares are called application software. Basically, we can take an example of MS Word. Now I am presenting you through PowerPoint. These are comes under the application software. Even the games, everything, are comes under the application software. Fine. So let us enter a little bit ahead for the first step of our session. That is introduction to the computer program. A computer program is a sequence of instructions written using a computer programming language to perform a specified task by the computer. So whenever we want to conduct a specific task by a computer, what we will do, we cannot be able to communicate directly because it doesn't know any other languages except binary language. So everybody knew about it. Computer knows only binary language. It's a constitution. It constitutes of zeros and ones. So in this case, we doesn't know about zeros and ones combinations. It's very difficult to identify also. No? And in this case, we have to speak. We have to give instructions to the computers. Basically, computer is nothing but a machine. No, machine. We have to give some instructions for it for its functionalities. So these computer programs will provide the source for us to give such type of instructions. Okay, that means to give instruction. For example, close this dialog box, save this file, open the file, new file, now create a new slide. These are the instructions that we give for the computer. To give such type of instructions for a computer, we need a language. That is called computer programming language. Okay, now we'll see. Actually, there are two different important terms we can see in this one. First one is a sequence of instructions. Second one is computer programming language. Let us have a very short note of it. First one, sequence of instructions. Sequence of instructions are nothing but series of instructions which provide to the computer to execute a particular task. For example, I want the computer to shut down. So what I'll do, I'll go for a start menu and I search for the shutdown button if it is rightly available, or else if it is any arrow mark is available, drop down list, you click on it and the list of options will be available for us. One is shutdown, restart, and lockdown. And we choose shutdown option. And if any programs are still working, it again shows the dialog box. Do you really want to force shut down your system? Or else it will shut down. It means there are series of instructions that we have did. Let us take an example. Yesterday I thought to give a best example. So from my house to reach here to St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies-Indore, I have searched in the Google map. So what are the directions? If you go in a Google map, like there are some instructions, the column is there for instructions. If you select that one, it will give each and every directions. So including the meters, how many turns are there, whether the road is traffic or is any traffic is there. Now all this information will be detailedly described in that application. Correct? So we can see here there are series of steps are there, 1, 2, 3, and so on till 11. How to reach from St. Paul Institute of Professional Studies to my house. So these are the series of steps. Very similar way to reach our destination. Our destination is, what is our destination? To fulfill our task. Okay. Today, our faculty asked us to prepare one presentation. So my task is to create a presentation. So what should I do? So I have to open up, I have to search for an application, PowerPoint presentation. Later I have to open it. I have to search for the text, type on it, arrange it properly. If any images are there, we have to place it properly. Correct? Finally, we have to save it so that I can use it for tomorrow. So these are the sequence, the minimum sequence steps that we will use to create or to submit our task. Same way, for each and every program, it's a sequence of instructions. Okay, next we go for the second point, very important point, that is called computer programming language. What actually computer programming language says about? The programming language is a way to communicate with the computer and to provide instructions to compute. What is an objective of a computer is nothing. Computer is a machine. It always waits for the instruction. Whenever the user gives, it will do and give a result. That's it. That is what the computer will do. Nothing more than that. If you ask the computer to play a music, it will play a music and will done job. If you instruct the computer to play a movie, it will play a movie and that job is done. If you ask the computer to do some calculations, it will do the calculations, the computing then, and it will do the job, done the job. This is what the computer does, do nothing more than that. But here, to communicate with the computer, so we use the programming languages. Now this point comes here. We are using the programming language, very nice. The language which we are using are high-level programming languages. Means it is very near to the user understandability. Okay. When you go with the computers, computer can understand only binary level programming languages. It doesn't know about anything else. If I say computer CLOSC close means it doesn't know. If I give the computer like 0011 and so on, that type of number sequence, then it will understand. So this is the problem come here. No, it's like the Hindi speaking person to the Chinese speaking person. So Hindi speaking person cannot understand the Chinese language, and the Chinese speaking person cannot understand the Hindi. So in this case, what happens? We cannot leave them alone. No, now G20 summit is going on. No, the same thing happening over there. The president, prime ministers, and presidents are coming from the various countries, and they don't know each other languages. So what they'll do, along with them, they will take translators. The main thing that they will take translators along with them. What the job of translator is? He will take the information from one person and translate that into understandable language. For example, I don't know Hindi. Okay, then if I speak in English, then there will be one next to me. There is a translator. He will understand my English, and he will translate this English to the person who can only understand Hindi, because this translator knows both the languages. Okay, this is the logic over here. The translator knows both the languages. Either he can do from my translation to him or his translation to mine. Fine. The same thing is happening here also. In this case, the computer programming languages uses compilers and interpreters. They are the translators. Compilers and interpreters. Okay. What are the job of compilers and interpreters? Both are doing the same job. They will convert the user, that means programmer understandable language, into computer understandable language. Then computer, what it will do, it will take the instructions. We know that it will solve the problems. Later, computer will give the result. The result will be again converted into user understandable or programmer understandable language. This is what the translations done by the compiler or interpreter. The difference between the compiler and interpreter is compiler will compiles, or you can say debugs or checks the whole set of lines of coding at one stretch. Okay, or for example, I have given 1,000 lines of coding, then 1,000 lines of coding will be checked at one stretch, and it will list out, okay, in fifth column, fifth row, there is a error is there. This is an error. Or 50th or 250, there is an error, like this. Interpreter will do in a different way. It will go one by one. The first line you got an error, and it will not go for the second line until unless the user rectify the problem, rectify the error. It will not go to the next line. Okay, after rectifying, it goes to the next line. Maybe it's a fifth line. There is any error is there. Again, the interpreter will show the error. Okay, in this way it continues. These two, interpreters and compilers, are very much used in all the sort of programming languages. Okay, now what are the programming languages we are discussing, like C, C++, Java, Python, and so on? These compilers and interpreters are only used. Next. So now we understood about what is actually the programming language means. Now we need to know about what is the need of computer programming. Okay, fine, good. What is the need? Computer programming are used in various applications. We can say the applications and the programming development, basically, as we have discussed now, MS Word, Excel, Adobe Photoshop, even to create such type of softwares, we need some programming languages. Okay, and coming to the next, artificial intelligence. How many? I don't know how many of you are very much aware of the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a we are giving our intelligence to a machine. We are teaching the machine to think by itself. Okay. For example, take the character interaction in the computer game. I think most of the students who are here are very much familiar with PUBG. No, PUBG sort of games. Many games are there available. In such type of games, we can know that bots are the one who plays with you. Okay, you are the player, and other side maybe some players will be there, or computer itself will play the game. How the computer will play the game? The computer knows how to move and how to shoot the things. So this is how the artificial intelligence plays a role in the computer games. And also the portions of program that makes the decisions, the chatbots we have seen. Now there are recently we have seen the websites having chatbots. Chatbots are the predefined instructions will be given there. If you say hi, it will reply you hi. Then what is your name? It will say your name, its name, maybe whatever the name is given for the chatbot. Yeah? Such type of interactions are being done. These are again artificial intelligence. We can see this one especially when we are, for example, take Alexa, and also Google's, for example, take Siri, Cortana, and all these things are the programs which have artificial intelligence. For example, if you ask Alexa, tell me that what is the temperature now, it will tell how it is happening because of artificial intelligence. And again, continuing with the database development. Database is a large quantity of indexed digital information. Whatever the information we are having, this is digitalized. This will be converted into digital format, and we are able to store the lots and lots of information. It can be, the database can be searched, referenced, compared, changed or manipulated with the optimal speed and minimal processing expense. So when we want to, for example, now you are searching for any information. For example, take what is a computer. You are searching in internet. That means the information, whatever you are getting, is somewhere else in internet. Correct? So from where you are getting, through the internet, whatever the search engine you are using, the search engine will search for you. The related information gives the answers for you. So this type of things will be happen when we are maintaining a database. For the database development, we use computer programming. And also, not only for that, we also use it for game development. We are very much familiar with the game and all. Computer drivers. Computer drivers is one of the nice concept we can say. Whenever we are fixing, for example, I have purchased one new pen drive. Okay. I am taking the pen drive and I'm inserting in my lap. Good. But how the computer able to identify my pen drive? How is it possible? Because pen drive consists of one driver, plug and play driver. Basing on that, this driver will be automatically installed in the computer, and which results, the pen drive will be visible in our computer. So this is how the drivers works. Previously, we used to install everything manually, but nowadays we are getting automatically. Even for internet, we have to install the Ethernet drivers previously, but now it's okay, fine. Continuation for that. Also, we use the computer programs in internet, web page developments. So I think most of you already have an idea about Python programming languages. Python is one of the programming language, and PHP and other HTML, CSS, whatever we are studying in our colleges, are used for the web page developments. So these are the programming languages used for the web page developments, and also for the graphics. What are the special effects we are using in the movies, VFX? Everything is we are developing with the computer programming language. If you see for the ultrasounds, X-rays, when anybody goes for the hospitals nowadays, they are asking for the X-rays, like for the medical examinations, right? So when we are going for X-rays and ultrasounds, anything else, we are getting a report like this, very similar to X-rays. So this type of report. So these things are also done through the computer programming, and we can see our mobiles when we are chatting, SMSs, and whatever the voice communications we are processing, everything are done through the computer programming. So these are the needs we can see for the computer program. Now, fine, we'll just move towards now we enter into the Java, where actually we need to be started. Birth of Java. Now, Java actually originally designed for interactive television. Actually, Java is not a programming that what we are seeing now. Java was not a programming what we are seeing now. Java was actually meant to design the interactive television. That was a too advanced technology in those days, at the time of when the Java was being designed. So these are three persons: James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Nongta. These are the three people are called as Green Team. Okay, they are called the Green Team. They have initiated the project to develop a language for the digital devices such as set-top boxes. And later, of course, the logic which they are using, the coding they are using, it suits for the internet also. And also, the Java is a programming language that actually created in 1991. And this is one of the points we can say the first Sun microsystem released its first public implementation in 1996 only. So till then, it was under process. Java 1.0 was the first version, and first it was called as Green Talk because there's a green team. They're called as a green team, so they keep the name as a Green Talk only. And whatever the extension they are given for the file is .gt. Nowadays we are having the file extension of .java. But previously, initially we can say it was designed so that we can have a file extension. File extension, if anybody don't know about the file extensions are the keyword which are used for the computer to identify what kind of file it is. Okay, what kind of, for example, images will have .jpeg, documents will have .docx. It will helps the computer to understand what type of file it is and in which application I have to open it. Okay, now this is a Green Talk. After that, it was called Oak, and it was developed as a part of Green Project. Later, it was changed to Oak. But why it is Oak? Because the oak is a symbol for strength. You can see this is an oak tree. So the name of the tree is Oak. Oak is a symbol of strength and chosen as a national tree for many countries like USA, France, Germany, and Romania, etc. But what happens? Unfortunately, in 1995, it was already renamed by Java because the problem is it is already trademarked by Oak Technologies. There are some other another company has already taken this name as Oak Technology. That's the reason they couldn't continue the same name. Later, James Gosling, no, who is a in charge, or can say is a main person amongst the three. He suggested Java was one of the top choices along with the Silk. They have many list of choices were there, and they thought to keep the name for the programming, but finally they decided okay, Java would be the best. Since Java was so unique, most of the team members preferred for that. And what's Java is actually we can see that in Indonesia, Java is one of the islands. Here we can see in the map also. Actually, this was the place where first coffee was produced. So, basing on the history, maybe he was attracted to the history. I don't know why. That James Gosling decided to keep Java, and you can see the coffee cup also. This is an icon we use for the Java. So, this is a coffee cup. The cup you are having espresso beans of Java, Java coffee. Fine. Continuation with the concept. We'll move to the features of Java. Okay. There are distinguished features are there, especially for Java, which makes it special. First one is very simple. Really to say, Java programming language is very, very simple programming language that anybody can understand. There is no difference that science students or computer science students can only read the Java. No. Java is a very simple and clean and very easy to understand language. And second point, object-oriented. This is the topic we are going to discuss on the third day. Anyways, to make it short, in Java, the orientation of coding, whenever we are writing any code, the code will be around the objects, real-world objects. For example, I want to write a program on flasks. Okay, the flask will be an object. The flask will has weight, size, height, width, color, and these things will be considered. On this, we will write the program. So yeah, these are real world objects. That's why it is so famous, become so famous. And also many other programming languages will as having adapted this concepts like object-oriented programming concepts. Java is one of the initial programming languages which adopted the object-oriented concepts after C. Is having this character of, and also there is one more feature called exception handling. Exception handling is if any errors occurs, so it will be handled by the Java very carefully so that program will not get damaged. Next one, secure. Yes, Java is one of the most secure programming languages. The reason is one of the reasons we can say because it is not having any pointers. One point is one of the concepts which we can see in other programming language, especially in C++. Pointers are complicated also, which will point the address of the other variables. And if the misplacement of the point, or if I know the address, I can easily access the information. So in this case, other programming language not so secure comparatively with the Java. And the fifth point, we can say the platform independent. What is the platform independent? Platform means here speaking about the Windows operating system, Linux, Solaris, Macintosh, the operating systems. It is independent of it. That means If I'm writing a program in Windows operating system, it can be executed in any other program in operating systems also. If you go with other programming languages, especially in C++ and C, that is actually before Java, these are the disadvantage with the C and C++, because if I am writing in a program in C++, I have to execute this program in Windows operating system only. If I am writing a C++ program in Linux, then I have to execute in another Linux operating system only. I cannot exchange. But coming to the Java, it's a big advantage. It's a platform independent. This feature is an advantage for us because this makes Java to place the programming in internet. Because when we are accessing internet, for example, I am accessing internet through mobile. That means I am using Android now. If I am accessing the internet through Windows, my laptop, that means I am accessing to the Windows. Different platforms are there. Even though in spite of the platforms, we are able to execute because of Java is platform independent. So this is what happens actually. Java program will be compiled and we will produce the bytecode. No, the bytecode is a source code. Or we can say not a source code, it's a compiled code. Okay. Now this bytecode will be sent to the any operating system so that no problem, there will be no problem exist in the compilation. And continuation for that, portability. Portability means we are able to take any file from one computer to other computer very easily. It's very easy to transfer the Java program. It takes even less time than we transfer only one photo in WhatsApp. Normally we'll take one selfie and send the photos in WhatsApp. No? Java program will take even less time to transfer and without any errors. We have a problem in images. No, when we are sending the photos in WhatsApp, the compression will be there and the quality will be reduced. But Java don't have that problem. Second one, high performance. Yes, this is very high. This is having a very high performance because of the interpretation done in the Java program. Because we use interpreter for the Java and also compile. Both the things we use in Java programming languages, which is a very unique comparatively with the other programming languages, and which produces the high performance. And coming to the distributed, Java also supports, especially supports internet. There is a protocol that TCP/IP transfer control protocol, internet protocol. This protocol is a basic protocol we use for the internet. Okay, if we are having internet means, for example, don't say this is not belongs to us. If you are using internet, you are sitting before your mobile in this session means you are already using TCP/IP protocol. Okay, this particular protocol is supported by the Java. So this helps us for the distribution. This is why we can able to distribute the same file with multiple people at the same time. So, for example, if I am working a Java program now in my computer, the same program can be visible by you also, and you also can be able to modify the same program. This is called a distributed feature. Can be happened within Java programming language. And coming with the multi-threaded. Multi-threaded means there are, for example, there is a lots of work is available, is left over for us. This lots of work can be merged into multiple, instead of one person doing a job. For example, one person is asked to paint on a wall. Instead of that, we ask 20 people to paint a wall. It takes very less time to finish the job. Here we use the same concept of multi-thread. Multi-threading also speaks the same thing. Instead of giving for a one process, we will give for the multiple processes at the same time. Fine. Now we will go and enter into the coding of the Java. So we will make it very short now, because it's already almost we are reaching to the end, and the time is up to going to the end. So we will finish it understanding the last concept of today, terminology in Java. Okay, and also it's very important because tomorrow onwards we are going to do some programs. So okay, I will going to execute some programs, and I'll ask you to execute also. I'll give some programs also for as homework. So today's is very important to understand terminology. For example, take this program. This is a very simple program, a sample. So I have written sample, class, sample, open the flower braces, public static void main, string arcs of, and again flower braces, system.out.println, and welcome and explore the Java. So this is a simple program I written. After this, after writing this program in any notepad, for example, take notepad, any editors we can write. I prefer notepad or any other editors also, no problem. After writing in editors means what? Editors are the place where we write the program. The place where we write the program. Okay, that is called editor. Okay, we will discuss tomorrow about this. Editors, and here this particular, after writing the program, we will save this file with this extension. Name of the class dot Java. Name of the class dot Java. Okay. After saving this one, what we have to do? We have to do two jobs: compiling and execution. Compiling, to do compilation, Java C space file name dot Java. For execution, Java space file name. These are the two steps we have to type in the command prompt that we will see tomorrow, and then we will get the result of the program. Okay. Now let us see very briefly about what are the elements we have, what are the keywords are there. This one. First one, class. Class is a keyword is used to declare the class of a Java. So it will specify Java's class. So here, tomorrow we are going to discuss about the class objects in a brief note. Then we can understand about the class and everything. But for now, you try to understand that everything, whatever we write in the Java, will be written in the class. Next, public is a keyword to make and public. I want to make Facebook private. Very similar way in Java also will keep the same thing. Whether the code which are written now in this particular code in the block are to be given public or not, we have to specify. Anyways, it is important. We have to write the public in main. And next one, static. Static is a keyword. If we declare any method as a static, it is known as a static method. Method means the function. Okay, function means the block of statements, whichever we are written starting with the static means that block of statement is called static method. Okay. The main advantage is function with a static automatically called. Is there any, if you need to call them, they'll come automatically. Next one about third, it means return types means after doing all the jobs, what we got the result, in which format we got the result. That is important. So today we are listening to this session. What we got the result in the end. That makes the format. Whether we understand something time, what else we got. So this will be specified by the data type. Tomorrow we'll discuss about what kind of data types are available. Data main is the where the program actually starts. This is the starting point of any program. Okay, from main only the program begins. And next, string arcs off or string of arcs. Anything, either of these string of arcs we can write or string arcs off. Anything we can write. String is a class name. Arcs are arguments. Arguments are the variables we pass for the function used for the command line arguments, especially when we are doing any program with the command line. Command line means on the console. Then we use these type of arguments, or else keep it as it is. Later, the statement system.out.println. Okay, system.out.println. This is a set of statements. Actually, it used to print the statement. Simplify to say, after with the help of this one, we are able to print, welcome, and explore the Java on the console. But there is a difference between system, out, println. Three are completely different. Println is a function, out is an object, system is a class. Okay, so you can see here. Here the system is a class. This is a class name, and out is an object of it, and println is a function, is a method which is in the print stream class. So we will have a detailed discussion about these things. I will explain in a brief note tomorrow about these things so that we can understand what we are writing the program. And also, tomorrow we are going to discuss about these concepts: variables, identifiers, data types, operators, control structures. These are very, very, very important concepts for any programming languages in that matter. And if you go for C language, these things will be there. C++, Python, Java, any programming languages, these will be available. These will be present. So in this case, tomorrow is very important, because after in the end of the session, I am going to give you programs also. So we will discuss about program. I will show you how to execute the programs. Don't worry, no need to install. So the Java nowadays, we are benefited, we are blessed with the online compilers also. So in online we can execute the programs. So you can also execute the programs through your mobiles also. So I will show you how to do that one. Okay, and I send the link also. You can, with the help of a link, you can open and directly you can type the program and execute them. Trying to try all these things, we should know about what they are. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about these concepts: variable, identifiers, data types. Here data types, what I said, no, about the return type. Data types, operators, control structures. So basing on this one, I will give you few programs. We will see. No, it's like it helps you to understand whether you know you are able to understand the Java program or not. Okay, I think this is for today's session. It was a brief, just to give the introduction about the programming. My main theme is to give the introduction about the programming and what is the need of Java and where the Java is utilized, and very basics and terminologies which we use for the Java. Yes, I think I can, with this I have concluded, and let me check now whether it is available in the messages. No, it is not available in the chat box. I cannot give.
Okay, sir, I'll discuss with the technical team regarding this. From
Sure,
tomorrow
sir.
onwards, I think this forum will not be there. So, thank you first of all to our resource person of the day. And now this is the time to say a formal vote of thanks from my side. Okay, so thankfulness and appreciations are wonderful things. It makes what excellent in others belongs to you as well. So it is a thought by one of the very famous person, Voltaire. Now, esteemed dignitaries present in the event: respected Director, Reverend Father Simon Raj in his absentia, Principal Dr. Sister Alice Thomas, Dr. Sudhir Kumar Jain in his absentia, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta ji, CMD RFI, Dr. Ajay Jain ji, National Coordinator RFI, valued resource person, Professor Manoj Anantraj ji, members of Research and General Committee, faculty members, and dear participants, good afternoon. I, Dr. Ravi Vyas, feel honored and privileged to propose a formal vote of thanks on this first day of our student development program, with utmost faith and gratitude to Lord Almighty for giving us the opportunity to organize this student development program in collaboration with RFI. I am grateful to our respected Director, Reverend Father Simon Raj, for his encouragement and motivation that he always fuels into us to do activities of importance for our students. I express my gratefulness to Dr. Sister Ellis Thomas for guiding us to conduct this SDP. Her ideas are always worthy to perform upon to achieve great successes. Her words of wisdom and motivation will surely help us to get more direction in our life. Then, with utmost gratitude, I wanted to thank Dr. Surab Kumar Jain for his collaborative efforts to organize such program. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta ji for his words of blessings and illumination. I wanted to thank Dr. Ajay Kumar Jain ji, Dr. Manish Dubey ji, Dr. Sanjay Prasad ji, and the entire team of RFI for their efforts to do this program online. I am also thankful to and appreciate the efforts of our resource person, Professor Manoj Anantaraj, to give his consent to be the resource person for this workshop. And your today's session was extremely a knowledgeable sessions for me also, sir, because I have learned a lot of things today, which I could not be able to understand because this session would not be there. And I would like to thank our energetic and committed team of our members of Research and General Committee, Dr. Anish Khan, and Joint Convener, Dr. Sonali Sharma, and faculty members of SPIPS for their valuable support and cooperation, and a generous efforts put in by our students to be the participant in this program is also worthy to note here. And I wanted to thank Yogaraj sir also because of him only this online meeting can be possible. So thank you all once again. So tomorrow we'll be meeting. The link has already been shared to the group members in the group, so you can join with the same link. And sir, we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Bye bye.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj.